Good afternoon on what is a mild, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday the 23rd of February. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and parcel to continue unboxing. So what I'm going to pull out of here is this, which is Things That Go Squeak in the Night. So, Squeak is a clever and accessible game. So essentially, Things That Go Squeak in the Night is a tabletop role-playing game in which players get to play heroic mice who save human children from supernatural threats like little demons and fairies. It happens in a version of our modern world that has dark, hidden magic and anthropomorphic animals. Stories in this game feel a bit like a cross between The Rescuers and Ghostbusters. The rules are non-deadly and narrative-focused, encouraging bold heroism in a charming urban fantasy setting. Would you enjoy describing how an elite mouse would take down a possessed cat using nothing but dental floss? That's the kind of thing you get to do in this game. So, this is published by Gallant Knight Games. Kind enough to send me a copy. So, or at least provide me with a copy. So let's find out what is inside. So you've got a bit of what you actually got is that's separate. That's the blurb is separate, and that's something that I always kind of go don't like that, because I'll always lose that bit of the book. But in the book's defence, uses the back of the book as a reference point. That's handy. That's very handy for both the player and the referee. So we open up contents page, and we've got a game overview. They're explaining what the game is about and how it's played. And this is sort of like a bit like the it's a bit like the board game Twisted Fables, or the role-playing game Mutant Cats, because essentially in both of those you have diminutive creatures protecting humans from threats, or even the role-playing game Cat protecting humans from threats that only they can see, or certainly the humans cannot see but the protectors can. So an explanation of role-playing games, and then you've actually got a guide of how to use the book's pages in place of dice. So saying is essentially you could play this away from the table if you want, just flipping the pages to get to the dice results. Very much like the later versions of fighting fantasy games, which would have the combination of dice down each page. So after that you have notes for RPG veterans, and how to create player characters, health, conflict resolution. Really very short. Creating player characters is barely that. And that, 2 pages, if that. Conflict resolution, and we've got an example there using stealth. Perhaps stealth probably one of the most important skills in the game, I suspect, because you don't want to get spotted. Modifiers, class bonuses. You've got some basic guide there. How to handle combat. Again, quick and easy in the first few pages. And then we get on to moves, and essentially moves all. Essentially, basic moves that all mice can do. Combat, and we've got combat examples. So it doesn't actually say, it's a bit saying, whether it's a bit like a play by the Apocalypse based game. It may be something similar, I don't know. Again, this is what comes of being, a first read through, but the fact that it's using multiple dice like that, I'd say not. So you've got investigate moves as well, and examples. Then it's going to do the same for manipulate and the different options you can see going through. read person, resist magic, stealth, stunts and stunt examples, so you can get quite acrobatic, you can do amazing things. And then we have the classes, so you've got the diplomat, scout, shaman, complete with magical sight, and then connection with the familiar. So you've got quite a bit of detail on the shaman type character, and you've got examples to support that. The warrior, of course, and the ability to frighten, and then we get into enchanted objects, so, things like an acorn trap, and examples again of the acorn traps. So it's really well supported with lots of examples, and you've got things like other things like, for example, a fly knocker, a dead fly, typically enchanted by crow necromancers, that becomes animated when invoked. So lots of those. Pine nut enchanted, scrunch dust, veil ring. No idea what scrunch dust is. It's a magical dust enchanted by bird wizards. And then we've got the list of all the factions, including the Agency of the Governance of Nocturnal Creatures, which is a similar sister organisation for the Mycenaean Council. Yes, so blue jays, bugs, cardinals, cats, crows, dogs, ducks. The FMRL, the Front for Monster Rehabilitation and Civil Liberation. Humans, mice, and the Mycenaean Council. Owls, and a big threat. Pigeons, raccoons, and so on. Lots of different creatures. And then saving Earth's environment through human extinction and shame. Superior herbivores against meat eaters. And lastly, squirrels. Then we get onto the Grand Mouser's guide. You've got world guides and sample adventures. So not a lot of world guide, but straight into the first adventure there, which is a bad night on McLaren. So just a few pages. Adventure 2, playground problems. So there's very quick rules, and then just lots of adventure there, ready for the Grand Mouser to bring to the table, because there's adventure 4. And then the actual explanation of the world. We've got the 4 realms of the Quadrarch world, including Underworld, and the Institutium, which is the land of the Fae, the Mundane world, and the difficulty, just problems of backlash if your humans witness supernatural adventures or creatures, and the dangers. And the supernatural creatures include, let's have a look, boggoblins, fae, fairy child hunter, forest hunglings, ghosts, of course, grumbledugs, humans, imps, Skraelings, and zombies, and then a guide to how to make evil creatures if you're gonna run out of using the ones in the book. And there aren't very many in the book. You've got a guide there, kingly demons and fairies, and then how to make adventures, and so on. Yet more complex adventures. Related media, and leave it a glossary at the end. So, unsurprisingly, given its subject matter, it's a nice little concept, little book. Should be quite fun to play, bring to the table, and it's the kind of thing that role players kind of like playing, because it's generally mice tend to be fun to play. With things like Mouse Ritter and Mouse Guard and so on. But yeah, that's Things That Go Squeak in the Night. from Gallant Knight Games. Anyway, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.